Do you watch any like F1 stuff, like Formula?
Absolutely not.
I never got into the F1 stuff.
Even if you don't, because
you
didn't.
Disgusting pick me. No. Skims. You guys can shop the Skims t-shirt shop at skims.com. Now available in sizes XXS to 4X. And if you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that we sent you. And after you place your order, select podcast in the survey, select our show in the drop-down menu that follows. Skims. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Take a moment, visit betterhelp.com/Trash Tuesday today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Trash Tuesday.
Actually don't know where to start with you. So
No, I know. I'm so overwhelmed.
Not.
Kalila, I'm also eating the protein bar that you gave me.
What do you think?
It's pretty good. I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
say
not
really
bad,
good.
right?
It's not really good, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad for like how low sugar.
I would buy it. I would get it again. You guys, welcome. We ride at dawn. Heard of it? Have you heard it? We have our number one girl. Bleep that because we're in the first few minutes of the episode. Welcome, comedian, famous world touring, selling out theaters. Welcome, Hannah Berner.
Yeah.
Wait, I just realized I'm chewing gum. That's so rude. Thank
Are
you.
you kidding?
Wait, that was so rude.
I always chewed gum in theater class like a bad girl.
Is that what they make gum? I'm gonna put it right.
You
Her
guys
comedy
don't chew
special-
gum?
Yeah.
You know, I just
My
put it was in
jaws.
It was you're like TMJ. That's your 30s, TMJ. I was in the bathroom and you guys had gum, and I will take a free piece of gum in a bathroom.
That is
Your
sad.
bathroom's awesome.
That makes me sad.
We
I
do
almost
have
took
a
the whole
really-
Listerine, but I was like, people need that.
But I do want to just be clear. We Ride at Dawn is the name of Hannah's Netflix special. I have watched her hone this craft. I have watched her put this together. It is the funniest hour I've ever seen. On Netflix, July 9th. When I watched your hour...
You should be my agent. You're so much better at promoting me
We have
than
the same
myself.
agent. I'm going to tell him you said that. Andrew, you're fired. I'm coming for you. No, because remember last year when I was in New York for 2 months and it was my whole personality that I lived there
When
for
you were
2
doing
months.
paparazzi photos every day with Donut.
I had heard that Emily Ratajkowski was coming to your stand-up show, and what did I do? I text Hannah. I'm like, you need to let me open for you. Okay, I'm coming to that. She was like, yeah, of course. And so I got to meet Emrata through Hannah, and it was the best night of my life. She was so beautiful in person. She was so kind. So thank you for that gift you gave me.
That was so funny, and I don't want to suck your guys. Oh, did I? It's too early to say. Anyway, I'm trying to be good. I think you guys are so famous. So for you to say that I'm famous is hilarious, and then for you to be fangirling to want to see Emrata, I'm like, you're an actress. Like you do real Hollywood.
No, Hannah, I'm not even kidding. Like you're my flex these days. Like because it's like it's anytime like I meet like a new cool girl, like they don't know all of these like older male comics.
They're disgusting.
When they like go to my socials and they're like, wait, like Hannah, how do you know Hannah? I'm like, oh my God, Hannah, my girl Hannah. It's my biggest flex. You're my biggest flex these days.
Use me for any street cred you want. It just makes me so happy that I feel like the girls are like realizing that stand-up can be a safe place.
I know.
And I like hope that this special causes more girls to be like, I want to be a stand-up or like some capacity. Because
it's going to.
I have a theory that girls like, we're made for comedy. We overthink things. We like to complain. Like we are emotionally intelligent. Like we are made for the art of stand-up.
I agree. And it's been for the boys for too long. And at your show, I'm like, oh, like the girlies are here. Like we have a home.
Yeah.
We have a safe space.
And it's funny, I've also gotten to this point too, because like with stand-up, it's obviously with the boys. It's not this like, f all the men or like the girls. I try to like understand the men, and like deep down, you're like, I want to understand them and I want them to understand us a little more so we both can like grow in a happy place. It doesn't always happen, but like a lot of boyfriends will come and be like, I actually learned a lot, and like you get the nodding like, I didn't think I would laugh. But
The
it's
backhanded compliments.
Yeah.
I didn't know who you were, but like now I might throw you a follow.
So I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, but my girlfriend, like, I don't know why, obsessed. I can't tell at all why. So it's like you can't act like there aren't men in the story. So I'm trying to kind of, everyone's in on the joke I'm trying to get, but like it's we need our narrative to be heard.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for that.
Also, shout out to your special that I've watched on YouTube
you're so
because it was
nice.
very, very hilarious while being
Thank you.
creative. Because I feel like if I tried to be too artsy like that, it wouldn't have worked.
That's not true.
No, they would have been like, okay, just put them on Snapchat.
But your parents are really funny. I know this, like, just from knowing you. Your dad, I love the way your dad is like so hard on you and like treats you like you're a football player. It's so strange.
Wait, that's really good because I have to come up with a new hour. And that's so right. And I have a husband too who's also pretty hard on me.
Yeah.
Like I was just like hitting tennis balls this weekend and he started like saying like, good shot, bend your knees. And something, I had this rush come over me of excitement. It was really sick.
Yeah, it's a, it's a growing up in that not authoritarian, like do this or die, do this correctly or you will die. You start to crave it as an adult.
Yeah.
Like I'm not like a self-starter in that way. Like if I work out, I need someone like yelling at me.
So true. So true. I'll lay down and just scroll my phone. Don't tempt me.
Okay, now that I'm a mommy, I know, it's crazy. I haven't seen you since I become a mama.
And I almost like didn't even address it online because I was like, this needs to be like
we DM'd.
I know, like I said congrats and stuff, but I just felt like I had to witness it in person.
So I have like I'm looking to you guys.
Don't.
Big mistake.
I have questions because I feel like I've crossed over to this other side and like life is so different and I've always been so curious what it would be like and now I'm here and now I'm just curious like for you guys, I'm stumbling my words because I'm so excited. I never knew for sure that I wanted kids.
Yeah.
I was really unsure. I was very uncertain for a long time. Now that I have a baby, I'm like, this is the best thing. I love it so much. And so I'm just curious, do you guys know where you stand with wanting kids or not wanting kids? Are you confused? Are you certain? Are you clear? Because I'm so interested in the people who know they want kids or just any of it.
What a good question.
I'm now under this belief that if you're someone who's just been so indecisive about being a mom, that you are the best candidate to be a parent. Because you're someone who has really like weighed it out in your mind, who has really thought it through. You're not just, like it's not a spontaneous decision. It's not a biological drive. You've thought about it way more than most.
You've overthought it and so you're unsure.
Right.
I love that.
So I do think that girls, if you're worried about being a good mom because you have been unsure in the past, I actually think you will turn out to be the best parent ever.
It's like narcissists. Like if you don't wonder if you're a narcissist, then you are one.
Right. If you were never asked that question.
Anyway, that's such a good question because I'm in that place. I actually was joking on my podcast with Paige yesterday because a lot of girls will complain like when you get married, everyone's like, when are you having a baby? When are you having a baby? And I'm like, literally no one's asked me that. Not one person has asked me. And I'm like, is there something I'm giving off? I'm like, actually, I would love one person to wonder if I'm having a baby. I'm like walking in rooms. I'm like, do people think I'm pregnant? No one says anything. And it's funny because I came from a very traditional family of like mom and dad together, me and my brother, Italian family close. When you grow up, you eventually get married, have kids. You also have a career. It was very like simple. No one was like questioning anything. So then when I met Des and he's older, like he's past his like 30s hormones where men are like, I want to make a baby. And I was like, I have arthritis. Like he's like, I'm tired. So he's like, it's kind of a life hack. Like you don't have to have kids. And I'm open. I'm open to talking about anything. And I said, what do you mean? And he's just like, we're happy. We travel. We have our career. He jokes, but he's like, why f it up with kids? And I'm like, that's one perspective.
Interesting. We had those conversations too, for sure. We were definitely like, it will be okay if we don't.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I love animals.
Me too.
Like I love animals. And then I'm like, this doesn't mean I'm going to love kids or I'm going to be like, oh, I could have had an animal.
More animals.
Yeah. But ultimately, I'm sick of myself and thinking of myself and obsessing over myself and thinking more about myself.
But I don't want you to be sick of yourself because I love you and I want you to keep doing what you're doing. So don't be sick of yourself.
Now we're crying. But I'm saying, like, wouldn't it be nice to, like, you know, those moments where you forget about yourself for like 10 seconds and you're like, wait, that was really nice. Like to have a kid to worry about seems like mentally healthy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that.
You get mixed messages. The moms will be like, it's the happiest you'll ever be, but you'll never be happy again and stuff like that. And I'm like, what riddles are the like, tell me the real shit. Like, and I know there's different stages and it's tons of variables, but like, it's hard to get the moms to just be like, 100% you should do it.
The PR for becoming a mom sucks.
So bad.
It's really
you should
bad.
do a bit about that because that's really funny.
That's interesting. Like everyone complains about
Moms
it.
are just like, wah, I don't sleep, wah, my kids, wah. When it's like, it's way more fulfilling than that.
Absolutely. And that was so that is why I feel so shocked being on the other side of it. I'm like, I love this so much. This is the best thing I've ever done. I can't believe I consider not doing it. Like, I'm so happy. And I don't think that's the truth for everyone. Like, that's just me. I am so pleasantly surprised with how it's like the most amazing thing for me. But I also wouldn't want to tell people, and maybe this is what other moms, it's like, I don't want to tell someone you need to have a kid because it might not.
It's not
it
like
might
any
not
fish.
turn out that way.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, how do you feel career-wise, I have to ask?
Oh my God, Hannah. It's bad.
What do you mean?
It's really bad.
What do you mean?
It's a crisis.
Really, it is. It's not good.
You're like, I am a homemaker.
This is my
Make
last
sourdough
day.
bread.
She's Nora Smith.
She's been all over my feed. Nora Smith, is she okay?
Yeah.
I think she's okay.
I feel like she's genuinely like
She's
the
better
most,
than all of us.
the
She's doing better than
smartest troll. Like, I think she's trolling
I feel like she
us.
talks
She's
like us
trolling
in
the
real
trad
life.
wife thing. Yeah. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing. She's a bright girl.
Well, here's what I've realized
You're
about the
so
trad
right.
wives online. If you're posting and like doing deals, you're not a trad wife.
You're not.
Wait, can you guys define? It's not trade wife, right? It's trad. What the fuck is a
Trad,
trad
traditional.
wife? Oh. I literally didn't even know. I thought it was a
You think
Mormon
wives
thing.
get traded?
I know. I was like, is this
Like, they're tradable?
No, I thought it was some kind of like, yeah, what is it called with all the girls wearing the bonnets? What?
Mormons, Quakers,
Mormons.
Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, no.
Handmaids.
There's more of them. So you have to wear like a fluffy dress.
Like,
a
no,
fluffy
it
yarn
is a
dress.
troll because if you're posting online, you're inherently not a trad wife.
Also,
a trad wife is hidden at
can't put
home.
a
Exactly.
drive.
You know, she makes a shit ton more than Lucky Blue
Yeah.
than her husband.
Yeah.
Like, being as big as she is on social media, she's no longer a trad wife, but she cosplays it really well, and she's actually a very good chef.
Totally.
cook.
No, it's
Yeah.
a great
So it's
character.
like-
I look at it like it's a character.
character
She's
she's
playing
playing.
a mom on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
But she is also a mom.
if I was actually a trad wife doing that much cooking, like I would be behind on the laundry.
Yeah.
I'd be behind on things, you know?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're going full trad wife?
I don't know.
Hashtag trad era.
So I am exactly 3 months out right now, and I am
That's raw.
It's raw as fuck. Then that's how she came to the planet. I've definitely been going through a thing where I'm like, I want to quit everything and I just want to be a mommy. But then I also go, I say that, but I've also this whole 3 months been doing this podcast and I post on social media. So I'm like, clearly I'm not ready to like hide away forever. And I'm wondering, like I did a few sets and then I was like, wait, I don't want to miss bedtime.
Yeah.
But then I was like, oh, well, she's going to start going to bed really early and then I can go after. So I'm kind of all over the place. I'm leaning towards like, oh, I could just do this.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, I don't want to give up on this thing that I've been working on. And I don't know. I don't like how that feels too.
I feel like it's different for a lot of people, but also you've been on such a like train of like putting yourself out there, exposing yourself, memorizing, creating. Like you've been grinding and you've had so many dreams come true that it's almost like the universe is giving you a little rest. Maybe like
I think that's a
finally
good way
gave
to
you an
look at it.
excuse.
Like, you know, you said earlier, like to kind of get you out of yourself.
Yeah.
I think having a baby, like you are out of yourself. You have this thing to care for. So
Yeah.
yourself is on the back burner.
Oh,
Right?
100%. I'm like, me? Ugh. Literally, no. Ew, get away from me. Like, everything about me is so repulsive. Like, as pre-motherhood me, I'm like, you were a fool. You were disgusting. You were a brat. You were dirty. You were dirty. Unsanitary. Like, I just feel this complete change. Like, the brain changes. Like, my brain is different. I have a whole new software system.
Are you still a hot girl?
I don't think I ever was a hot girl. I studied hot girls.
It was ironic. You were a researcher. You were a researcher of hot girls. She lived in the forest, but she never became one.
Yes, exactly. But does that like scare you to hear that this could happen?
No, I think as someone who I really respect, like knowing that you can have a kid and feel joy from it brings me like happiness.
Okay.
Because I feel like you'll navigate your career wherever. You could just get that fear of like, oh fuck, like is postpartum when women are basically like the hormones are going crazy, but you're also like, oh, I'm not myself anymore.
Postpartum is just like the term for after having a baby, but postpartum depression. But also, yes, the hormones are crazy and they can make you any kind of which way. I've had a little postpartum anxiety more so than depression. Yeah.
I want them to normalize it because people still, I feel like, talk about it like, I had this thing, postpartum depression.
No, that's crazy. Everyone has some. If anyone says
I have postpartum depression, I don't even have a baby.
I feel like I have it every month, like right before. I think they call it PMDD. I haven't been diagnosed, but like I'm a psychopath for at least. I mean, a secret psychopath. Like I don't necessarily take it out on others, but
for like 4 weeks of the month, I am crazy.
But there's always that like couple days before my period where like my thoughts are like really dark and sinister, and I'm like, oh, like I'm gonna go scorched earth.
Yeah, I get actually too like introspective sometimes with PMSing, where I'm like, there's no purpose on this planet. There's no reason.
And then a single tear rolls down.
Oh my god,
it's like it's really dark, but every month it's like that.
But this place where I've landed was my worst fear, and it's weird.
That's what life does to you, though. Whatever's your worst fear.
Yeah. Also, Esther, like you're 3 months.
No, I know.
Postpartum.
I know. People are looking at me like, "Shut up, bitch! You don't know anything."
No, I mean just like
you're feeling everything right now.
Yeah, your body, your brain, it's recalibrating. Like you know.
Yeah.
Yes, I think you should absolutely embrace feeling this way, and then if that transitions into wanting to fully jump back into your career, embrace that too. It's just going to be this.
I feel like a lot of moms that I've seen in documentaries. I love watching documentaries of like musicians and stuff, and they go like, I actually can't wait to show my daughter, my son, like how strong their mom is. So I think it eventually turns into like you being a mom needs to be happy and fulfilled to be the best.
Yes, that is true. I keep hearing the most important health in the house is the mom's mental health.
Preach.
Happy mommy.
I'm gonna say that all the time, even when I don't have a kid. I'm like, mom's health is important.
What's
right
your
now.
mom? Did you watch your mom and remember her as a happy mommy?
Oh my gosh, my mom was just such a type A mom, like on top of everything all the time. She was going to school at night, like getting her master's.
Wow.
What?
And she just was always just on.
Are you like
Mom
her?
Was never off. You know. I didn't get the caretaking gene that she got. Like, my mom's an angel. Like, it's incredible. Like, she came over to my place for Father's Day. She's cleaning. Then I've never done that. Cleaning just because she wants to. Like, my husband would be like, don't let her clean. I'm like, she likes it. Like, this is what she does. And then she comes over to me. She goes, can I tweeze your chin a little bit? And I'm like, yeah. She gets a tweezer for my bathroom, tweezing my chin. Like, she just is the best mom ever. But then she's also a leader. She was a principal of a middle school, which was pretty badass for a woman, like, in the 90s.
Yeah.
So I just have like this super mom. And I basically joke that whenever I think I'm pregnant, I'm like, does my mom have time to take care of it? Like my mom would be involved in my kid's life a lot, I think.
So I was very much like you, where I'm like, I don't know how to do cleaning, and I'm not a caretaker, but then the brain, it literally changes, and now I'm like that, and it's fucking weird.
How crazy is that?
Like, my brain has changed. Like, I wake up, I vacuum. If there's free time, I'm dusting. Like, it's so weird.
I do want to be that. Like, I want to care enough about the floor that I like want to see it nice.
You will.
Like, I wish I cared, but I just don't.
Yeah, no, that's how I was
Esther,
too.
can you show me how you dust?
No. Why? You don't believe me?
Next time we FaceTime, can it be when you're dusting?
Why? How do you dust?
No, if it's your
Never
first,
dusted.
you know, if it's your first real like attempt at dusting in your entire life, I just want to see it. That's all. I just have a curiosity.
Let me just explain. I use a microfiber dust cloth.
Okay. Oh wow.
Okay, humble brag.
What do you use?
Can't afford
Because I know
that,
you're a
but-
clean. No, I know you're a clean girl.
No, I just want to know, like,
You
are
take
you
everything
on
off?
step stools, getting to the fans, getting to the
she's saying
places, like the
that-
deep clean.
Really? You wanted to have this conversation? Okay.
She goes, are you getting the hard places?
Let's talk.
The dark corners.
Yeah, I actually got out the bigger vacuum recently, and there's cobwebs in the corners, and I stood up on some. Yeah, I did go there. Okay, I did. Is that going to be a once? Now, is that a once a week clean? No, but. I haven't figured out my cadence with it yet, but I did it in May, maybe touch base in the fall.
That's incredible. You're actually thinking about like
Corners.
the dark recesses of
I
the
feel
home.
like that is mentally healthy when you start caring about your space.
Yeah.
Like I always joke that I would like move into an apartment and it would just look like a hospital room. Like I just wouldn't
For
care.
me, it was college dorm room.
Yeah, oh my god, my college room was just a bed. That's all that it would fit, and then I had like clothes hanging, and I like there was a window, so when people smoke weed, the weed would just go in. Like it was crazy, but I think it was a part of not self-hate, but like like you don't deserve something nice.
Or it's just like, I just didn't prioritize that.
I didn't care.
Like I was so focused on my comedy and like my work life that like I didn't care what it looked like when I came home.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Esther, you know that therapy is an indispensable part of my life.
Girl.
I am deeply unwell.
Girl. I'm in my postpartum therapy mindset, okay? I live and die by therapy. It is so important. The hormones that I am experiencing, I'm crying 1 minute, I'm terrified the next. I guess those could be also in the same minute as well. But it's crazy out there, especially if you're dealing with postpartum and just general life.
I don't need pregnancy to feel that way. I feel like you just described my everyday. And you know what? That's exactly it, right? Like life comes at you fast, and it's important to take a moment to celebrate your wins, to process your losses, and make adjustments for the rest of the year. And if you're looking to give therapy a try BetterHelp.
Visit betterhelp.com/Trash Tuesday today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Trash Tuesday. So I have been wearing Skims t-shirts for the last like 4 years, and they're just my favorite comfy basic. I know I've told you this before, and I turned you on to the boyfriend collection. I get that shirt for everyone in my family. My mom wears it, my dad wears it. My parents really like the long sleeves. Dave likes the short sleeves. I like them both. And then I'm also obsessed with the soft, smoothing, seamless t-shirts. They are so comfortable, but then they also are flattering. It's like the weirdest combo, but the fabric is so soft.
Well, that's what I love about Skims, is that comfort is my number one virtue when I dress myself. Like nothing, I'm very uncompromising about comfort. And with Skims, I could still look really hot, sexy in an oversized tee and feel so nice and comfy.
I know, like she fully nailed it with all these basics, like also the cotton jersey long sleeve t-shirt. I wear that.
Oh, you wear that underneath all of your
I love it. It's
tees.
so stretchy, but it's cottony. It's just such good quality too. And I also, as you guys know, love the Fits Everybody collection. And you guys can shop the Skims t-shirt shop at skims.com. Now available in sizes XXS to 4X. And if you haven't yet, be sure to let them know that we sent you, okay? Because we're a Skims family here. The Skims and the Slugs, they've combined. And after you place your order, select podcast in the survey and then select our show, Trash Tuesday, in the drop-down menu that follows. Skims. 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 Skims.
I feel like when you're little, you get joy from little things, and then getting older is like fighting to get joy in the little things again. Like I want to like clean a counter and be like, get like a dopamine hit.
Yeah.
Like I want to get there. Where right now I'd be like, did I post a TikTok? Is the TikTok doing well? Like is someone commenting on the TikTok? Did I respond to that email? And it's just like nonstop. Sorry, not to brag about my mental health.
About what's going on in my mind at all times. Not to flex.
But no, I really am excited you brought, like, I didn't want to bombard you with like mom questions, but I'm just like really fascinated by your like mental trajectory.
No, it's crazy. I'm obsessed with it right now because I've waited so long to be on the other side. And I always thought when I got to the other side, all my questions would be answered immediately. And they're just not. Like, I'm just still kind of have questions still, you know?
Yeah, which is normal.
Yeah.
Were you afraid your baby was going to be ugly?
I expected my baby to be ugly. I did. I'm not going to lie to you. I was not the cutest baby.
Can I recommend a crazy documentary?
Yes.
Have you seen 6 Schizophrenic Brothers on
No.
Max?
No. 6 of them?
It's fucking insane. So I'm not gonna give anything away, but like there's 6 why can't I say 6 schizophrenic brothers? And I'm not that familiar with schizophrenia, so it was kind of fascinating to learn about. But this Italian Catholic family is popping out kids, and schizophrenia is fascinating because you can kind of have a genetic thing in you that doesn't like become ill, except it's like if it's triggered by certain things.
It's like you turn off, down regulate, up regulate.
So
like turn on,
all the kids
on,
are healthy when they're young,
Yeah.
and then like at 21 they're like, oh, Brad turned ill and he started like seeing things and getting violent, and they're like, okay, we have this son and we don't want to put him in a mental institution because it's like a horrible life, so they're keeping him inside. Then they find out the other one is having it, and then their younger kid at 14 like murder suicide someone, like crazy shit, and they're like, okay, that's enough for the family, right? No, another brother like it becomes crazy, and some of them, or whatever word people use, so 2 of them are in mental hospitals right now as like older men, and they interview them, and it's just fucking fascinating. And then a crazy thing is the kid, one of the daughters who was not sick has a kid who knows about his uncles, and he's so scared of one day waking up and losing his mind with schizophrenia, so he has this like anxiety.
Oh my God.
And they say like between 17 and 24 is like when it would happen for you, and the kid was just like, I just can't wait till I'm 24, because really these kids would just wake up one day and like start hallucinating,
have like auditory hallucinations. Did they ask this in a documentary? And I will watch it now. I have to watch it. Did they explore whether or not like the mom was exposed to like cat litter or cat poop
What?
like during her pregnancy?
That's very interesting. They were blaming the mom's parenting techniques in the beginning, basically being
That's
like
fucked up.
which is and she apparently was like, fuck you guys, but she was really tough, but like she was managing a house of fucking 12 kids.
Yeah.
But the scientists were trying to say it was her, but they took the blood of a lot of them and realized like they all had a genetic disposition.
Oh, it's a genetic thing. Wait,
And
did she have girls?
She had 2 girls at the end.
And they were
I mean, the girls
chill.
are perfect always, you know.
Yeah, well, because I learned this thing in microbiology where like they
Flex.
take
Humble brag.
I didn't just take it, guys. I tutored it for years.
You slut.
Like after saving the world, I just did some tutoring. She's literally like a superhero.
I know. It's so
sad
hot.
because that's not true. But thank you.
I'm glad you see what I see.
No, literally model superhero.
But there's this tie between like toxoplasmosis and schizophrenia, and it's a protozoan that shows up in cat poop. That's why they tell mothers who are pregnant, like if you have an outdoor cat, don't go messing with their poo or their litter, you know. And so there are actually studies that like prove that mothers who eventually have kids who suffer from schizophrenia have a certain level of antibodies from this particular like disease, which is toxoplasmosis. And that's why I'm sure you've heard, stay away from cat litter when you're pregnant. But I wonder about these kids.
Well, yeah, they really were. It's great that at the end they were like, let's try to do research and learn from this genetic like situation of like 10 kids. I guess 6 of the boys were sick.
That's wild.
And yeah, it's very confusing. The brain is very confusing.
Now, did they range from like, oh, just, you know, like manageable schizophrenia to like, oh, this person has to be, you know, in the mental hospital forever?
3 of them committed suicide.
Oh Lord, okay.
And 2 it was all really extreme, and it would get worse, and they were doing like shock therapy on some of them, and then these mental hospitals were just a place where people get worse. Like they put you there just to like get worse.
Yeah.
So it was kind of this like, do we leave him with the family with the other kids, and then they were afraid that it was like getting contagious or something. Like the poor mom is just like trying to have a happy family. So I didn't let Des watch that because I'm trying to convince them to have kids.
This is sort of in the same vein. I'm not sure of the title of the documentary, but it's basically like 3 identical brothers.
Oh yeah.
But they later find out that the reason they were separated at birth was not what they were told. They were told that they were given up by the mom, and then they were, split up to 3 different families. But it was actually an experiment.
Oh.
Wait, I didn't finish the documentary.
Yeah, it
really?
was
I never knew that.
It was an experiment conducted regarding nurture versus nature.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. And it's so fucked up because it's like, well, when they met, obviously they were magnetized to each other, and they were like, they got along really well. They had so many similarities. Aww. But it was fucked up that they conducted these experiments on these brothers that could have lived a life together.
And what did they discover? That it was nature primarily?
It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Brené Brown has a very famous quote where she talks about some like addicts, and she says that like nature loads the gun and nurture pulls the trigger.
And that was the schizophrenia thing where one of the guys, like, he had a really bad breakup, and 2 months later it flared.
Ooh.
So it's like little traumatic
I
events.
wish that would happen to an ex though. Like, I've never seen a guy break up with me and then like become schizophrenic, and I would like to have had that in my past.
Wait, are they sad when they leave you?
No, they thrive. Are you kidding?
Why are you acting like it's 100 men just thriving out here?
Wait, but because literally my 2 ex-boyfriends started the biggest podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Kill
Together.
Tony. They literally, after they both dumped me, went on and then started.
Like they dumped me at the same time.
Then they have a podcast that sells out arenas. Like,
I actually did not know.
But you know what that makes you? A kingmaker.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
They couldn't have done it without me.
You gave them the belief in themselves to start it.
So I've been home pregnant, right? You have been everywhere because you know what your problem is? When you're done with your stand-up tour, you're on the Giggly Squad tour, and then when that's done, you go back on the stand-up tour.
Talk to our fucking agent. Talk to that man who is riding me into the ground. No, I'm running from my thoughts.
I love it, and I want to talk to you about this.
Yeah.
Because what's your like airport game?
Oh,
what do you? Because I've been
this
out.
is my favorite subject.
I haven't traveled in a while. I forgot. Tell me, help me.
So it's sad because my home life is like kind of dark, as in like my apartment is just full of like luggage all over different. Like I have like 8 different. I just keep buying cheap Amazon luggage that like breaks, or like I'll buy Amazon underwear just to keep it. Like it's.
Oh wait, I do co-sign. Amazon underwear is quite all right.
I love the granny panties.
Yeah,
they're great.
Oh my god, my auntie's panties are the best.
We need to get you some Skims underwear and a base. We need Shay Mitchell luggage for you.
Obsessed.
Oh yes,
yeah.
But this is the thing. I'm not. When I get home from so many things, I don't like to unpack. So I'm like, bring in the next. So
there are people who actually unpack, and I think that's a little bit psychotic as well. It's like if it has to stay there at least 2 weeks before I even like have a peek.
Or I have to like lose something and be like, is it in this thing?
Yeah, exactly.
And then I guess I have to put it away. No, I get anxiety when I'm home during the tour time because it's such a chaotic. There's no food in the fridge, like because Des is also traveling, so we're like,
yes, that is hard.
So I'll get home and I get more anxious, and then when I'm like, oh, I can get on a plane, go to a hotel room, everything's clean, go on stage, do what I know works. It becomes like simple for me, and sometimes I'm kind of bad at just managing a normal day. Like I'll get morning anxiety. Like you ever have nothing to do and you wake up and you're like, there's so many things that I could do today.
Wait, that's what I wanted to ask you, because I know that you went, I don't know if it was a work vacation or if it was just a family vacation, but are you able to go on a real break, on a real vacation, let's say for 10 days somewhere and
10 days
not
is too
work?
long. 10 days, I got a little
like what's the
heebie-jeebie.
feeling? Like you just feel like you're missing out?
I like 4 days. It's more like I have fun creating stuff, and I like to feel like I accomplished something today.
I totally relate to that.
It's little things. Like I don't need to like write a book. I just like to be like, oh, I tweeted something silly, or I just like thinking of ideas that become physical things. And I just, maybe because my whole life it is very result oriented, which I'm working on, but like lying on the beach all day, I'll literally then be like, okay, what's a game? Like I get Sitting in silence makes me feel upset.
But I also, I think that that's great and actually not a bad thing, because to me, all I'm hearing is you have a passion, and you want to be at your passion.
I was as a kid, like we'd all be hanging out, and I'd be like, let's like act something out. Like,
yes.
It's what
oh my
I
God,
like
we
to
would have
do.
had so much fun.
No, we would have had so much fun.
Think of the forts we would have built.
Oh my God. And then like I'm like, let's make a dance. Like that's just what I like to do, and I feel lucky. I'm not lucky. I actually could not do anything else and was pushed out of everything else to get to this place where I can just do what's fun.
Yeah.
But I actually love the traveling, and I feel like some people are like, it sucks. Like artists will be like, when you have the crowd and there's all these people, and then you go home and it all gets silent and you're just alone. And I'm like, that's the best part.
I know. And you order Postmates or room service.
Paige and I will literally be in the meet and greet ordering Uber Eats, so that, because we're like, okay, we have like 26 more minutes. We'll get back 35. Look at the McDonald's will be there. But I like to reward myself, and I think something I should work on is like feeling like you can reward yourself not doing anything.
Yeah.
And that's just like, that'll be growth and stuff.
Yes.
But I look insane in airports. Like I like baggy shirts, sweatpants. I really dress like a little teenage boy.
Well, I feel like Esther and I are probably no different there. I don't know how people wear jeans on a plane.
Oh.
I respect it, and when people put together and they have a little kitten heel and they're wearing something.
Kitten heels are harder to walk in than normal heels.
I know. I agree. I agree.
There's no balance.
I actually tried to wear jeans on a flight recently, and I had to buy sweatpants at the airport. I was like, actually, I'll take these horrific bright blue Malibu sweatpants at LAX. They were so ugly.
Wait, actually, I do like those ones. Those are cute.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll wear them.
That's so funny.
But I was like, oh no, I'm not doing the flight.
you.
I'm not flying to Austin in these jeans.
I
Like,
can't do it, but I do envy people who look very coiffed and put together, and they just have their skin routine on the plane, and they come out looking like just rich jet setters. I can't. That's not me. That will never
Like
be
they get off
me.
the plane to the hotel bar.
Right.
I feel like I also respect the people that dress very like celebrity, like they got a cool hat on and like I don't know, just cool stuff.
I love
like,
that too.
I can't pull off a hat. I look weird. My head's too small for hats, and I don't even look like I have a small head, but I have a peanut head apparently. It just like goes like my ears look weird, and I don't know. I can't wear a hat. Also, hat brings more attention to you. I feel like anyway. I can't pull it off. I just look like. Yeah, I don't.
That
look
would be me,
great.
like hat, scarf, sunglasses. Like, don't look at me.
Don't look at me. It's so dramatic. Everyone's like, "Are you okay?" And then I'm really good at sleeping on planes, and then I just get to the hotel. I love a hotel. I love feeling like I'm a different. I'm a clean person. I'm like, I'll see like one towel out of place. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
These pigs.
Then I honestly sleep so much. I'm either like on or I'm asleep.
Really? I'm so
what's your
envious
minimum?
of that.
There's the limit does not exist to the amount of sleep I'll want to get in a day.
Oh, this is music to my ears.
And I'll nap, but like up until half an hour before my show.
I have friends who are like, nope, 5 hours and I'm good to go. I'm like, how?
Like at night?
Yeah, at night. And they're at the gym at like 4 a.m. I'm like, no, sleep is supreme. Like I want to be minimum 9.
I think
I will herkle-durkle for another 3.
I think women need more.
I think, yeah.
And people don't talk about that enough.
They
We
don't.
do.
Or I made that up, but I think we
No,
do.
you don't. You didn't.
My husband-
Well, I
It's
would
like
just said
7
Herkel
a.m.
Durkel, so you could
Yeah.
make up anything you want.
Yeah.
Herkel-durkel, I think, is a Scottish term I just learned, and apparently it's my favorite hobby, which is rolling around in bed and dissociating.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because it's hard
yeah.
because you're in bed scrolling, right? And you like don't want to start the day because then you have to like address the day. So if you just stay in bed, you're like, you're in this like limbo of safety, you know? I have morning anxiety, and I'm my best at like 9 p.m. at night when I'm like, oh, everyone's done with the day. There's no pressure on the day. I can do whatever the fuck I want now.
No, and then I'm like prolific.
I party. I'm creative. My husband's like passed out by 10. I'm fucking like running around. I'm thinking of new ideas. The whole day I'm useless.
That is so interesting. And what you said about like there's too many options, I've discovered that like I was just talking about this on a TikTok, but like I feel that before I had the baby, every day was like going to lunch at the Cheesecake Factory. Like there's too many options in life.
You're like, I can go to the gym, but I want to. If I don't go, am I going to be mad at myself? Like, it's
should
a
I
whole
go?
thing.
Yeah. Who am I hanging out with? Whatever.
Yes.
Like so many things. What work should I be doing?
Yes.
But then now having the baby, it's like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Like, so there's
nice.
there's like nice direction in like a clear way. That's been
that's the hard thing about being an entrepreneur. It's like you want the freedom, but then freedom is also like
its own prison.
its own prison where you're like, I do so many things. I love 5 o'clock when I'm like, why didn't I just fucking go to the gym at 10 instead of herkle-dirkling until 5 p.m. And now it's like, obviously I'm too hungry to go to the gym because I have to eat and then I have to digest. Then it's like 9, you don't go to the gym at 9.
But I do think that herkle-dirkling has its purpose, and I think that is like when you are, it's like pre-production. It's like that's when all of your creative juices need to sort of be harnessed. So you're kind of just like rolling around, but you're kind of powering up in a way.
I would guess that all of us herkle-dirkle, and it's like we're scrolling TikTok, we're looking for ideas and thoughts and stuff. So that is,
The only thing that gets me out of bed is having to eat breakfast.
Me too.
Or coffee.
Or I'm thirsty.
Or I have to like shit myself. That's the only thing. I'm not leaving bed. My husband will straight up be like, come on. He's a morning person, which is a fucking nightmare. I don't know what lesson I have to learn.
We were talking about non-negotiables. I can't have morning people.
He pops in. He's like, I already walked, 10 miles and I got coffee and I played 18 holes and what's up with that? But then at 10 p.m., that's me. I'm like, hello, do you want to get crazy? And he's like, I'm fucking tired. You should have done this in the morning. Like, we just miss each other. I'm basically single, I say. Like, when he's asleep, I'm awake. We've never seen each other.
We have this too at opposite. He's up till 4 a.m. and I'm up really early, which has been helpful for taking care of a baby.
Yes.
Like, so helpful.
Yeah.
But no, same. Like, I feel during all of COVID, we were living together, but it was like I would just see him in the hallway. Like, like, hey, we were never.
Because Des will nap middle of the day, and that's when I'm like finally getting out of bed. But also, he said he's worried about me being a mom, and I told him that I think stuff will come over me and I'll become that person.
You will.
I'm like, my mom's amazing. Like, I have to have some of it in me.
I'm here to tell you, it happens.
It happens. But he was like, you hate waking up early. And I was like, okay, well, I can lie there and my tits out, like take the baby, put it on my boob.
But you also are not someone who likes to fail or let people down. So like inherently you're like covered.
Yeah. You have nothing to worry about.
Yeah. Hannah, when I think about people that shouldn't, no, you can be a mother if you want, but people that maybe should reconsider children, you're not one of them.
So savage in the most subtle way.
You're not one of them.
Thank you.
Because you're a fucking athlete.
Yeah.
That's just ingrained in you. You're gonna think of motherhood as just a sport you're about to like dominate.
Yeah.
I think.
I also like do love kids, but I never associate that with like why you should be a mother. Like, I think some people love kids, but it doesn't mean you need to like own one.
Oh, that's the opposite of me. I never really was that into kids.
I'm obsessed with kids. If there's a kid in the room, I'm like, hi. Like,
now
I
am though. But that's funny. I could see you being.
I'm literally like, I crush with my my niece. Like, she thinks I'm the funniest.
How old is your niece now?
She's the cutest thing ever. She's 2.
Oh my God, she's growing so fast.
She's growing so fast, and like everyone will be trying to make her laugh, and I go, I have really good toddler humor. Like, that's my shtick right now. Like, I'll make that bitch laugh. And she watches all my videos because she lives in Indiana. She watches my reels on mute.
She does?
On mute.
Because I'm always talking about like insane things. So she always watches me and she's like, Hannah. So
that's so cute.
It's nice. I'm obsessed with her. But that's the thing. She's also a really good baby. So then I'm like, my baby's going to be like annoying, sarcastic, crazy.
I feel like that's my.
She's setting a like really high bar.
I'm manifesting that my baby's gonna have Dave's personality. That's what because he's like calm and like he's just. I don't want a wacko like me, so I'm just like I think she's gonna be like him.
I love that you have a Dave because I could have had a Dave. But
what do you mean?
Des is not calm. Des is not calm. He is.
But he's old
he's a
and
protector.
weak.
He's old and weak. Yeah, that's why I waited till he's 47 to fucking chill out a little.
You gotta get them when they're weakening.
I could see us fighting though, being like, that's because you're fucking side of the family.
No.
That's your fucking grandpa who you said was like that. I try to explain it because I was actually a pretty good kid. Like, I slept through the night, like the little things. And he's like, I wasn't. And I was like, okay, we'll see. And he has 3 brothers, so like his poor mom.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So he's
3
like,
brothers?
Yeah. Well, sorry, 2. So it's the 3 of them. So he's like, we're definitely gonna have boys, which is not good.
Does she love you though? Because you're like, there's a girl there.
His mom.
Yeah.
She's Zed.
You know,
Sorry.
I mean, R.I.P. But also like best case scenario.
Everyone's jealous. He has no parents. He's an orphan.
Dreamy.
Literally dreamy. Holidays are. It's like we're going to my mom.
Although I will say, as someone who didn't have grandparents from my dad's side because he was just like too old, there is like a curiosity there for like when people are like, you know, what do they call grandparents?
Oh yeah.
I didn't have that. I did have it for a short time on my mom's side, and my grandma was the best. So I wish I had that on both.
Grandparents
for
are
longer.
always the best.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
why are your parents always so much better to the kid than they are?
Yes.
Like they're more like it's light, it's easy, it's fun. They love it. Or with you, they feel so much pressure. But yeah, it's funny because my mom still has both her parents still alive, and Des doesn't. But it is.
Oh wow.
It's so weird. But we'll have these like imaginary fights where I'm like, your mom would have loved me, and he's like, oh no, she was tough. I don't know. Oh no. So we have that.
Oh, I love that. I love making up fantasies about what his dead relatives would think of you. I don't know why.
It's our thing.
I'm drawn to that deeply. When I was at the end of my pregnancy and I was like really just hoping the baby would just come early, and
She was looking for like illegal C-sections.
yeah, I was like on Reddit / illegal C-section.
Craigslist.
I found out that Dave was late as a baby, and I like just turned at him in a rage. I was like, you never told me you were late when I got pregnant with your baby. Like I was suddenly blaming him for
Were
that.
the hormones like a psychic once told me that I'm going to be crazy when I'm pregnant, which is crazy because I've never been crazy. So I'm like, where's that coming from? But were the hormones like a different kind of hormone?
So for me, I was so uncomfortable the whole time that was
you're
like,
also like,
I know.
this is a small furnace that we're
it's
cooking in.
Absolutely. I'm so jealous of my tall friends. They're like a Cadillac compared to what I am. Like you guys would be completely fine. But for me, there was no room.
It's like in your throat.
Truly, like acid reflux from like day
Oh
one.
my God, you poor thing.
Our babies are like fully stretched out in there.
Yeah, no, you guys,
Smoking a cigarette.
you guys are great ovens. I'm jealous. But so I never felt like I was just purely discomfort the whole time. And then afterwards I had like the euphoria and then a little bit of the anxiety, and I'm just kind of like straddling those kinds of things right now.
So talk about extremes.
Truly.
She's like the greatest feeling ever, and
scared.
the world's ending at the same time.
Exactly.
Which is kind of like life.
Truly.
Also, would you be down for another?
Yeah. I would. And they're laughing because they lived through my 9 months of pregnancy where every day I showed up to work and said, don't ever fucking do this. I'm never doing it again. One and done. I've just completely betrayed my old self. I have journals of me saying, do not ever do this again. And I look at them like, fuck that bitch. Like, I don't care. But I don't know. I'm going to like, we'll see.
It reminds me of a Curbed episode where this girl was like, Larry, whatever happens, don't let me get dessert. I'm going to tell you I want dessert. I'm going to say, forget about it. But like, don't let me get the dessert. And then like at the end of the meal, she's like, it's okay, I just want some dessert. And he's like, no, you told me you were going to do this. And she's like, give me fucking dessert, Larry. I want it. And there's like a whole brawl and stuff. That's you getting pregnant.
That is also me getting dessert.
It's like, I'm going to say I didn't want it. It's what's going to happen. I'm going to try to convince you.
Not to turn sexual, but that's exactly how I got pregnant when I was younger.
What do you mean?
It's that same Larry David conversation of I'm going to tell you to come in me, but don't. And I'm going to seem really convincing, and I'm going to look you dead in the eyes.
It's going to look like I want it, but
and I'm going to say
don't.
crazy things like, I want you, you're going to be a great dad. And you cannot listen to me.
You do not bring up fatherhood in the bedroom.
I do, because I have like
You
original
like that
recipe
stuff?
kink, you know, and that's what like turns me on and stuff. So I
Some
say,
people get turned on by motherhood, like make me a mom.
and so when they do, I'm like, why'd you do that? Now I gotta go get a Julie. What the
That's
fuck?
so funny.
I know.
Wait, that's so.
It's very, very dangerous. Do not recommend.
I'm
Do
gonna
not
say
recommend
this,
it.
and I'm gonna be really convincing.
Yeah, but I do give him that whole like talk before because I think it's important
You're
for
like,
them
I'll
to
win
know.
an Oscar. That's how convincing I am.
Yeah, and it's like
It's a shtick. It's
You'll win a
bit.
baby.
I
That's
will.
how convincing you
Play
are.
stupid games, you know.
Like, whatever turns you on. Not to bring sexual, but you started it. Have you heard of the orgasm as you have the baby?
Is that?
I am so confused by that. Do you know about this?
Yes, I have heard of it.
What is
and
it called?
It bothers me because it's basically like if you're having a son, like you could be like, son, you made me come.
Ew.
Yeah, no, it's called orgasmic birth.
Orgasmic birth. Yeah.
See, look, at some point, like, why? Like, what? Why? No.
Because I mean, it is
I
right. It's
support women in the arts,
contractions,
but-
right?
Yeah, but
No.
But
It's also like-
it's a thing apparently.
here to
tell
tell
me
you-
any other time.
That was not on my menu. Like, that was not
in
there.
your birth plan.
No.
I guess they'll really have it in their birth plan and they'll train for it and it'll be like a whole thing.
Okay, it says that it appears it could be possible. However, evidence of this is
Oh.
largely anecdotal.
Oh, interesting. They're saying these women are faking orgasms. Which,
Or maybe they've never had one and they think that
and they think,
like the Ring of Fire isn't.
I honestly feel like birth is so magical and amazing. Like, you don't need to also bring an orgasm
I
into
don't
it.
need to
Let's
come
keep those
on a
separate.
baby.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to
Yeah.
come on my baby.
yeah.
Yeah, it's saying that it makes you feel like very relaxed or like high, and so then that can kind of create an orgasm because you're in a space of like, you know,
But
being
if it's like
high.
something prolonged euphoria, that's not the same as my eyes crossing when I come. Like that's different,
Okay,
right?
for sure.
It's very graphic, but you know, you know what I mean. Like euphoric, I can understand where you're just in this like
It is euphoric.
elevated state, right?
Yeah.
It is funny because when you think of things logically, you're like, that is so scary. But how the body prepares you for all these
It's
insane
mind-blowing.
things.
I was so scared to give birth. I literally had a C-section on the schedule. I was like,
Yeah.
I don't want to push. I don't want to go through any of that. And then just like at the 11th hour, a lot of thanks to you, like you were, because Klyla went to nursing school, so I go to her for my
I
medical
was on
advice.
call.
So she's your doctor?
Yes,
I
legally.
was on call during labor.
Her and my doctor were both like, you should not have a C-section. Like they convinced me to try for the vaginal birth,
Yeah.
and I'm so glad that I did. I forgot what I was saying because I'm so distracted by my vaginal birth.
She's like, I just wanted to say vaginal birth.
I just
One of the funniest things about your one of the
Well, you were
funniest
saying how the body handled it.
yes, thank you. It really does just happen.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
one of the funniest things about your vaginal birth though
Thank you.
is when you thought you for sure were ready for an epidural and you thought you were like 5
Oh yeah.
centimeters dilated and then they told you were 0.5.
Wait, that's like running a mile and they're like, you've walked 3 steps.
No, and the worst part is there's no such thing as 0.5. They made that up.
It's like, you're not open at all.
They literally said 0.5 and then behind my back winked at Dave.
And I thought when I read the text, I missed the decimal point, and I replied with, "Oh my God, you're halfway there," thinking there's no way she would report 0.5, but she reported back 0.5. I just read the text wrong.
Wait, what was the vibe? Did you have music? Like, what was the energy?
There was no
Candles?
music. I was induced, so it was like
Oh.
a 24-hour period of like contractions and stuff. But I got an epidural like pretty earlier than they recommend.
You're crazy.
I know. I love feeling I love not feeling my legs and having a catheter in. It was the best day of my life. But I did not have music, but it was just me and Dave. I didn't want anyone else there. It was just me, Dave, and a team of nurses, which are essentially like my favorite people, my superheroes. I love
Or essential
nurses.
workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's also annoying because my mom had like no drugs.
Oh, my mom too.
I think it was a thing maybe in the early 90s, and she was just like, yeah, I just did it with nothing. I just did it raw. And I'm like, am I less of a woman because my mom did it? So if I ask for an epidural, am I like pussy?
No.
No.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
I literally did see a TikTok of this woman giving a natural birth with no pain intervention whatsoever, and she goes, that was horrible, I would never do that again. And then she stitched it, and it was like 6 months later she's like, I'm gonna do it again.
I mean, it has to be some type of amnesia.
It's crazy.
It's like you don't have to be a hero.
You don't have to be a hero.
And some people have different levels. You know, some people get IUD and it's like it's the worst feeling ever, and then some people are like, I didn't feel anything.
Right.
Like, we all have different.
Dude, my best friend's mom apparently didn't feel any contractions until she was ready to push. 0. And apparently that happens to some women. So it's like you just don't know where you land on that spectrum of like pain, like when the pain kicks in. But she had no contractions, which made it made it dangerous for her because it was hard to tell when it was close.
Oh.
Did you like your pregnancy fashion?
I was so unhappy and so unmotivated.
You know, like Hailey Bieber's like serving.
She's doing such a good job with it.
She's going hard.
I had a couple cute looks that I liked.
I feel like you definitely did.
A couple. Like I really liked once my belly popped, and like my favorite was like just a simple black cardigan with a little bit of opening for the belly.
So
like I like that.
Subtle.
That was subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little Rihanna.
Wait, so you shot your special, it's coming out.
Yes.
What now?
Oh my gosh.
Like what's more touring?
It's funny because people are like, you put out a special and then they're like, okay, let's put out another special. I'm like, whoa, how many Netflix specials does one person need? I'm like, is it greedy? I don't need 2 Netflix specials. That's insane. I joke that I'm retiring. No, I have to start from scratch with material, which is my first ever time doing it. So it's kind of like you can play tricks with your head. Like, oh my gosh, like I was that material. And I love I'm not one of those people that was like, I can't wait to get rid of it. Like I loved these bits. Like I really loved them. And they're so like tested, tried and true. But I'm excited to delve into. I just haven't started writing new bits yet.
I know that feeling. It's truly like whenever I'm in that position, I'm 100% convinced, I'll never write something new ever again.
How did I ever write a joke?
Yeah, no, it'll never happen again. And then you just go through the motions of how you do it and it happens.
And then like I think the high of a new bit just like gets you going. Also I need a little pressure. Like I don't want pressure. But I think when you finally like have to put something together, you'll have it. So but yeah, going on the road and trying to create, but I also don't want to force myself to like put together an hour too fast or anything. Like I really want to try to like be a little nicer to myself this time because and celebrate like what I did.
Yeah.
You know, instead of immediately being like, where's the next fucking hour? So and yeah, I just hope that it connects with girls, and I might try to get into some acting. I've been talking to you. Well, it's funny because I've literally never acted, and I keep being like, I want to be an actress. I'm like, what if I try it and I like hate it?
You're a performer, so it's all cross training for the other things.
It's also connected. Yeah. So I just want to like keep creating and having fun and keep trying to keep my ego out of everything. That's like been my number one thing, because my ego was very like into my tennis career was very like I'm either great or I'm not.
Yeah.
Where this is more like I want to wake up, be happy, express myself, all that bullshit.
That's so beautiful.
I'm trying to be beautiful.
Did you like Challengers?
I actually did not support the Challengers movie. Sorry, there's gonna be some drama. I love Zendaya, obsessed with her. I could not support the movie. They were like, she's the greatest athlete of all time, and she was like holding the racket wrong.
Okay, I
can't. I mean, like I support.
The reason that I am so on board with this is because if I watch any swimming scene and I see that the cap is you just know when an athlete has done it 50 million times their entire life versus getting a tutorial for 5 hours.
Yeah.
Like the way they stretch before, the way they move, the way every tiny thing matters.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean.
And I don't mean to make it like a girl guy thing, but it's like, I love that we're putting women's sports out there, but it's like a football movie being like, he's the greatest football player of all time, and he's like throwing it from the wrong like part of the football. Like that's how bad it was, like how she was holding the racket. And the boys were not much better. Also, I can go on a whole rant about this, but like tennis men are hot. Like they're 6'4", they're tall, they're sexy. British guys are not good. at tennis. Irish guys are not good at tennis. I don't know what kind of guys those were. Those were not what hot tennis. They're all like hot, like Spaniards and Serbs. Like I want these fucking like guys who could go to war. Like that. They're very fucking hot tennis guys. Then I heard they didn't even show the threesome.
Oh.
Nothing was shown.
I didn't watch it.
I only watched the first half. I have a problem with that.
I like that they're raising awareness about tennis. It's great. They could have done a lot more justice for the game if they're gonna be like, this is the greatest tennis player of all time. And it also makes me, it's also like get some girls with like a little muscle or and like she's fine because she's tall. There are tall girls like that, but just put some respect on the sport.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But again, the fashion of it all was great, and tennis is very cool right now, so I respect that.
That must be weird for you that it's like
That
on
it's cool.
trend. Yeah.
It's so weird. And then I have my friends who will be like influencers posting tennis stuff, and I'm like, do you guys want to learn how to play? Like, I'll give people lessons. Like, do you guys want to know?
I also
like,
really
I
love
teaching tennis.
Breakpoint on Netflix.
It was amazing. Yeah.
Do you watch any like F1 stuff, like Formula?
Absolutely not.
I never got into the F1
Okay,
stuff.
even if you don't, because
You
didn't.
disgusting pick me bitch.
No.
No. I
Esther,
absolutely
I'm telling
don't.
you, I watch none of it. None of it. My dad did, right? He was like, but I watched none
saw
of
it over my dad's shoulder once.
once. But the documentaries, these docuseries are so compelling and so good. You care more about the drama
Well, it's
of
reality
it all.
TV.
Yes.
And that's what sports ultimately is. I love when you curse. It makes me so happy. Like, I love when she becomes a little nasty little bitch. I think it's so funny.
But
no,
like
sports
Nick
is reality
Kyrgios,
TV.
like all of that
Oh,
stuff in Breakpoint,
the
like
drama.
whether or not you follow it, it's good drama.
But the problem with
Okay.
tennis as opposed to F1, where F1, there's a lot of talking involved. Tennis is like you on the court alone.
Yeah.
So I think they weren't able to get as much drama as they wanted, because tennis players are all about like not showing anything.
Right.
You're not upset. You're not scared. You're not nervous. Like they weren't being as open, because you can't, as a tennis player,
Yeah.
you have to be like perfect. But
Wow.
I love the insight into the world of professional
too.
tennis. It's crazy.
Me too. Obsessed.
I would love one day for you to teach me how to play tennis.
I would love to
It
give you a
will
lesson.
break up our friendship, but I'm
No,
ready.
it is like therapy being a tennis coach, because like it's vulnerable. You're like learning how to do something. You see how people talk to themselves. Like they'll get really mad. Like some friends you wouldn't expect, and they're like, "You fucking suck." And I'm like, okay, like you've never even what? So I take pride in being able to like find your struggle and trying to like help you get through, because you're just
Interesting.
battling yourself on the court. That's what
Now,
tennis is.
because you're like this pro tennis athlete, do you have like, do you laugh at pickleball? Do you have interest in pickleball?
So the tennis community is very anti-pickleball because they're turning a lot of tennis courts into pickleball courts.
Mm-hmm.
However, I love that people are just out there playing like racket sports. I love that people are getting involved in stuff. And tennis is fucking so hard in terms of the technique. Like if you haven't been doing it for years, like it's very difficult and it's expensive. Like there's so many reasons people don't do tennis. So I'm not mad about it. I haven't played pickleball because I'm afraid if I start, I'm going to become addicted and then quit my job and go on the pro pickleball tour. So
What
that's
about
my own.
what about
Do you really want to know?
what about the
But why do
delusion?
I know how real that is?
That was
That's
real
like
shit
actually
I've said
not
all day.
funny.
It's not funny.
You would be the
at all.
best, the number one in
Well,
the
they
world.
joke that like there's all these things of people pick up pickleball and they're like, I've been playing for 2 years and getting lessons, and then one tennis player shows up on the court and you're just like, bah, 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 because it's basically just the easiest version of tennis.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. It's like, are there pickleball people who are like, oh no, I can do what you do in tennis, or they have they formed a delusion because they think they're so good at pickleball?
And the only good pickleball players I think are people who definitely are good at tennis. There may be a couple like phenoms, but a lot of retired tennis players are going on the pro pickleball tour now because like their bodies didn't hold up with tennis or they're bored or whatever. So there are, and I'll watch. There's like pickleball coming up on the tennis channel now. Like this is what I do.
I feel like you should do this.
You know, I might want to like write something funny, like
Yeah.
like an acting type thing about like tennis pickleball type stuff.
Yeah.
So there's something there.
There needs to be like a celebrity pickleball tournament.
Any charity pickleball event, I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm there.
I'm
So,
manifesting that for you.
There's a lot of guys would be like, oh, if I trained a little, I could beat you. And it's like, no, you wouldn't. And you never would. Like, I could literally like lose both arms and just be a torso and you still wouldn't beat me in tennis. But I like, it's an ick if a guy's not good at any sport for me, but that's because I have a weird sports family.
Yeah,
Where I'm like, what have you been doing your whole life? You didn't get good at one sport.
But I think that's sort of like my sickness as well, is that like when I'm attracted to someone, there has to be excellence in one part of their life. Like they have to be excellent at one thing.
No, because you want someone
right?
who can pursue something and chase it and have a dream. Like, that's hot.
Yeah.
I also am attracted to guys who physically look like they can throw a ball farther than me. And, like, I look like I could throw a ball pretty far. So, like, that's why I think I like massive men. It's my own insecurities. Like, I don't want to... Yeah. I want to feel like a dainty little flower without being a dainty flower.
I love that.
That is such a boy thing. Never have you ever heard a girl say, well, I could beat you with this. Like, never. Like, my whole life. It's like...
Imagine you meet a guy. I'm like, oh, you play tennis your whole life? If I trained a lot, I could beat you.
They say that's what I've heard my whole life in regards to like swimming, and I'm like, again, like you, it's like you could chop off all my limbs and I'd
I love
still
that we
lap
always
you.
become a sports podcast together. Do
I
you remember
know.
our full ESPN podcast the last time we did it? We were like crying, holding each other, talking about ballerina.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, that was so
It was
special.
so special.
Do you know that Esther has aspirations to be a dance mom? How do you feel about that?
I love that.
Yeah, that's where things are headed. I took my daughter. It turns out if your baby can't walk, crawl, sit, or stand, she can't dance. I didn't realize that when I took her to ballet last Saturday.
Wait, you're already starting.
But now she can at least tell when she's in dance class, she can say she started at 11 weeks old.
She's looking at the camera.
That's right, Ace. I'm looking at you. Yeah, I do want to eventually transition into dance teacher, dance studio operator. Like, I think that is where things are headed. It's going to be a slow build, but I might pick up some classes here and there. I want to teach.
What would your like vibe be as a teacher? What's your character?
I think I'm going to be pretty strict.
Wait, she's quiet and like sighs every now and then when you're disappointed.
I think that I will. The fun comes from the work. And
I just got scared.
I know. But also, like, did you not want to pick up a racket just now?
I just wanted to make
that worked
you
on
proud
me.
of me. That is so
I'm ready to.
It turned something on inside of me, and like, I gotta. Where's my gear? I gotta.
Yeah,
prove my
no.
worth.
And if you have a plan B, you'll use it. So you don't need one. I am ready to be an inspiration in the dance community. I don't want my class going out in the world and
embarrassing you.
Exactly. Or embarrassing themselves. I want them to go out there and feel good. And on that note, I have to go home and relieve Dave of his shift. Hannah,
thank you for having me.
I am so happy that I got to see you. Like, I have been missing
This is literally
you.
my excuse to see you guys. Kyla and I have only seen each other recording.
I know.
It's just so
I know.
funny. But no, this is like my comfort pod.
We're gonna come to New York at some point
Yes. Oh
my God,
this year,
please.
and we're gonna be all over you.
And
we're gonna be
Giggly,
walking.
we might start having guests, so that would be.
That is
Fun.
so
That would be fun.
really.
We may.
Oh my God, I'm such a giggler. You guys
good
are
stuff.
so funny. Like, truly, the funniest things on TikTok are from you two.
Oh my God, thank you. We have the weirdest chemistry, the craziest chemistry ever.
But also, you and Paige, the next time you're in town together, we would love to have you both.
Oh, I need to get Paige on.
And we just want to hang out also.
That'd be amazing.
Sleepover.
Or when Paige is solo, I'll send her too.
Sleepover, whatever it has to be. Hannah, thank you for being here. And everyone, go watch her Netflix special. We Ride at Dawn. It's coming out on July 9th, and I can't wait to watch it all over again. I had so much fun watching you live. And go see her on tour. Where can people get tickets?
Oh yeah, hannahberner.com. I guess I do have a couple shows left. Yeah.
She's never stopping. And Slugs, we'll see you next week with a brand new episode. Yeah, sorry.